All right, let's talk about a term you probably hear all the time: cloud computing. Now, if you've ever thought it sounds kind of complicated or like something from the future, don't worry. We're going to break it all down, and I promise it's way simpler than you think. Let's get right into it.
So, to kick things off, let me just ask you a quick question. Think about the apps and services you use every day. What could possibly connect something like watching a show on Netflix, saving a photo to Google Drive, and jumping on a Zoom call? I mean, on the surface, they're totally different things, right?
Well, here's the big reveal. You're already a huge cloud user. Every single time you do any of these things, you're tapping into the cloud. It's this invisible, powerful engine that runs a massive chunk of our digital world.
Okay, but what is this cloud thing really? The absolute easiest way to get it is to remember this one simple idea. You're renting, not building.
At its core, that's all cloud computing is. It's just getting all your computing stuff. We're talking servers, storage, databases, even software, delivered to you over the internet. So instead of a company having to buy and manage its own room full of expensive, blinking machines, they can just rent what they need from giants like Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, or Microsoft Azure. And honestly, this analogy just nails it. You don't build a power plant in your backyard just to turn your lights on, right? No way. You just plug into the grid and pay your bill. The cloud is exactly that, but for computing power. Companies just plug in and only pay for exactly what they use.
Now, this whole renting idea isn't a one-size-fits-all deal. It actually comes in a few different flavors. Generally, we break cloud services down into three main types. First, you've got infrastructure as a service, or IaaS. This is like the raw building blocks. You're renting the fundamental stuff: virtual computers, storage space, and networks. Then there's platform as a service, or PaaS. This is a step up. Here, the cloud company handles all the boring background stuff, so developers can just get straight to building and running their apps. And finally, the one we all know and love, software as a service, or SaaS. These are the finished products. We're talking about Gmail, Zoom, all the apps you just open up and use, no setup required.
So it's pretty clear this whole model is a game changer. But why has it completely taken over the entire tech world? I mean, to put it simply, why did the cloud win? Well, it really boils down to four huge advantages. First, scalability. This means Netflix can handle millions of us watching the new season of a hit show all at once without breaking a sweat. Second, cost savings. A tiny startup can launch a worldwide app without buying a single physical server. They just pay for what they use as they grow. Third, reliability. These big cloud providers have data centers all over the world with tons of backups, so everything just stays online. And finally, accessibility. You can grab your files or work on a project from your phone, your laptop, wherever you are. But here's where it gets really cool. There's a secret hiding in plain sight behind all of this, a kind of unsung hero that is quietly running almost the entire global cloud. So what is it? What's the one piece of technology that's making this whole revolution tick? The answer is kind of shocking when you see the number. Over 90% of the public cloud runs on just one thing. Yup, Linux. It is, without a doubt, the absolute backbone of the cloud. When you go to rent a server from AWS or Google, the odds are overwhelmingly high that what you're really renting is a Linux machine. Okay, but why? Why Linux? Well, there are three killer reasons. For one, it's incredibly lightweight. It uses way fewer resources than other systems, which saves these giant companies a ton of money. Two, it's open source. This means companies like Amazon and Google can take it, tweak it, and perfect it for their own needs. And three, it's famously secure and stable, which is, a must-have when you're running the world's most important apps. And get this, it's not even just one Linux. It's a whole family of different versions called distributions. You've got Ubuntu, which is super popular for developers and people just getting started. Then you have things like Red Hat or Rocky Linux, which are the serious workhorses for big companies. Amazon even went and built its own version, Amazon Linux, that's perfectly tuned to work on, Amazon's cloud. So look, the cloud has totally changed technology, making everything faster, cheaper, and available to anyone. And now we know the quiet powerhouse behind it all is Linux, which really leads to a big question. If the cloud is the engine of today and tomorrow, what could learning its operating system unlock for you?